Hey guys, I'm back. I'm Samantha and I'm a therapist and I'm creating a video every day for a year. This is video 266. I have 100 more to go. Can you believe it? I'm still going to do this though after the 100 is done. So don't worry. You won't lose me if you're still wanting me around. I'll be doing some other stuff. So still putting out content. I call it footage. I'm changing the word to footage. I like that word better than content. So I'm going to say footage. I'm putting out daily footage. So today I wanted to tell you guys what I just did. I made these little bracelets that were so cute. They're made out of like bandanas and with charms on them and everything. And it was like this craft night that we did over Instagram with this girl. Her business is called pebbyforevie.com. I'm going to link it below actually because I just love her. And but I've been buying some of her clothes over the years, and she's just such a sweet person. So, but anyway, we did this little craft night. So that's the first time she's ever done it. And I haven't done a craft night in I don't know how long, years and years. And I thought it would be something fun to do to just add some slowness to my life. And so one of my goals this year is to slow down and be more present and be at peace more than I normally am. And I am most of the time feeling pretty peaceful inside, but I'm not as present as I'd like to be. I'm kind of like go, 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 thinking about the next thing. What's the next thing on the to-do list? That type of thing. And so, and with clients, when I see them hourly and they're stacked, I have to like, now I'm putting in breaks where I'm like not going and going for hours on end without a break. So I'm really prioritizing peace and prioritizing slowness this year. So, we've got to just slow down because we're so anxious, and we've got to slow our thoughts down. And one thing I wanted to say really quickly too is there's something kind of called, secondary post-traumatic stress, if you've ever heard of that. The things that we watch on TV, the things we watch on media outlets, they can kind of have that like effect on us where we feel like it happened to us. Like I remember 9/11 when it happened, and I was 18 when that happened, and I graduated in 2001, and that's the year that happened, and it just bothered me so badly. I still can't watch anything 9/11 related, or I get like really choked up, and it still bothers me to this day. So the amount of things that are going on right now, I won't name all of them, but Epstein and, all that stuff, and ICE, and we just don't even need to go into them. But if they're bothering you, then you might want to detox yourself for a little while from them. I'm just going to say that because we've got to prioritize self-care, and that includes what we feed our minds. So be very careful about what you're feeding yourself. Think about that on a daily basis with the intention when you wake up in the morning, what am I going to feed my mind today? What do I want to look at that's going to program me today? Because everything is programming us. It's crazy. So everything you see is going to be part of your thought pattern for the day. So we want to, what Esther Hicks calls pre-paving our day, and kind of thinking about it and planning it ahead of time in our minds about how we want it to go, so that we don't let, other things carry us away. And we go back to like, thinking by default. We want to think with intention. And so I think this year we need to work on prioritizing where we place our thoughts, where we place our awareness, where we place our focus. So that was just one little thing. And this craft night was awesome. It just got me more, slowed me down, got me, more present. And when you're working on something fun like that, just as a hobby, you're not really thinking about your problems or anything that's bothering you. You're just kind of like present. And that's what we want, is presence. And so we want to create these internal states without anything changing on the outside. Remember that everything that we want, we're almost putting on a pedestal. We don't want to do that. We're not beneath what we're wanting. And so you want to feel good anyway. That's what we want to practice. So we've got to prioritize that though. We can't just become that all of a sudden. We could, but we've got too much programming in the background that's running us. So we've got to be really careful about that. So you got to decide who you want to be and how you want to think. And we have the power to do that. So again, my goal is peace. And so I'm just started reading Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth. I have never read this. I think it's pretty old. I don't know when it came out, but I kept hearing about it and I was like, man, I need to get that. So I did. So I was flipping through it and I thought I'd read this. This kind of fits with what I was just talking about. So he says, you might say, I know I am an immortal spirit, or I am tired of this mad world and peace is all I want. Until the phone rings. Bad news. The stock market has collapsed. The deal may fall through. The car has been stolen. Your mother-in-law has arrived. The trip is canceled. The contract has been broken. Your partner has left you. They demand more money. They say it's your fault. Suddenly, there is a surge of anger, of anxiety. A harshness comes into your voice. I can't take any more of this. You accuse and blame, attack, defend, or justify yourself. And it's all happening on autopilot. There's that default. Something is obviously much more important to you now than the inner peace that a moment ago you said was all you wanted. And you're not an immortal spirit anymore either. That's funny. The deal, the money, the contract, the loss or threat of loss are more important. To whom? To the immortal spirit that you said you are? No, to me, the small me that seeks security or fulfillment in things that are transient and gets anxious or angry because it fails to find it. Well, at least now you know who you really think you are. If peace is really what you want, then you will choose peace. If peace mattered to you more than anything else, and if you truly knew yourself to be spirit rather than a little me, you would remain non-reactive and absolutely alert when confronted with challenging people or situations. You would immediately accept the situation and thus become one with it rather than separate yourself from it. Then out of your alertness would come a response. Who you are, consciousness, not who you think you are, a small me, would be responding. It would be powerful and effective and would make no person or situation into an enemy. So, and then one more thing. The world always makes sure that you cannot fool yourself for long about who you really think you are by showing you what truly matters to you. How you react to people and situations, especially when challenges arise, is the best indicator of how deeply you know yourself. So we want to really know ourselves, right? We've got to know ourselves. We've got to know where our, I don't want to call them shortcomings. You want to know where your leaks are in your boat. Your boat's going to sink if you've got so many leaks. And so you've got to know, where are my thoughts? What am I believing? Where are these beliefs coming from? Were these programmed into me, or were these thoughts and beliefs that I decided I wanted to think and believe? And then how are you feeling? Where do you feel it in your body? You've got to do these check-ins. And the more you do these check-ins, you're going to notice you. And remember, your consciousness experiencing itself. So we're just having a human experience that is real. But that can go on into another video. We're a holographic simulation, blah, 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 all this stuff, right? It's just crazy. And it's so fun to talk about, but that's a whole other series. So my point to this video is, you've got to choose peace, and you've got to choose happiness, and you've got to choose joy. You can't just have them handed to you because, we're too identified with the world. Let's put it that way. We're too identified. And so we've got to be identified with peace. We have to prioritize it, and we've got to choose it. So that means that, like, this book, that was a perfect thing, because that's all I've seen my entire life in other people and myself. I'd be like, oh, I choose peace. Well, then you get the phone call, or you get the bad news, or you get you're running late, or this and that happened. The traffic sucks, all these things. And then we quickly come out of character and go back to the default patterning that we're trying to escape. And we don't have to escape anything. We just got to get out of our own way, because manifesting is allowing what you want to come in and becoming that person that already has that stuff. And that happens naturally when we just get out of our own way. And what I mean by getting out of our own way is we just stop doubting ourselves. We stop talking to ourselves and berating ourselves. We look at ourselves in a kind and loving way versus the way that we normally do, which might not be so good. And we start prioritizing these things that we're wanting rather than letting our life guide our feelings. So we want to guide our life ourselves by prioritizing what we're wanting instead of identifying with the stuff that we don't even care about, really. So you've got to look at how you're responding to things and know what is triggering those thoughts that come in you and that come into your mind from whatever you're seeing. What you're observing is just old news. Look at it like old news. It's yesterday's news. So why am I going to argue with this mirror right here? It's just telling me more about maybe where my thoughts have been or where my beliefs have been, or, maybe I need to work on my self-concept a little more. Maybe I need to be nice to myself. And what have I been expecting lately and assuming? Think about those things too. What have I been expecting and assuming lately? So we got to program these things in. I prioritize peace. That's my, that might be what you say tomorrow morning. Like, today, I am going to live my day from the intention of peace. How am I going to create peace today? And I love saying things like, something great is going to happen to me today. I'm so excited to see what's going to happen. I can't wait. I'm super excited. I wonder what the universe is going to bring me, put in my path. I wonder who's going to contact me today. Just all kinds of fun thoughts like that. I also like to say a lot, your wish is granted. Every time I think of something I want, I'm like, no, your wish is granted. It's coming. It's on its way. It's already here. So you just have to kind of get out of your own way, which is the negative thought patterns that we've had for so many years that just, we don't even need to identify with them anymore because they're not even true. So you get to program in what you're wanting. And so decide today, hey, I'm choosing peace, which means I've got to choose that all the time. I've got to work on choosing that all the time and not letting these outside things control me. I think that's why a lot of people are angry and depressed and all the things that we've got going on mentally is because we feel like something outside of us has control over us, and it does. So whenever you know this, that you have control, then that should empower you to be able to, choose your thoughts more from what's going to serve me versus what's going to hurt me. So yeah, this is the same stuff we talk about every day, just in a different package, maybe every single video. So just wanted to give you another mental reset today and remind you of your power and how powerful you truly are. You can change at any moment, and it starts from within. You just have to remind yourself. It's just a reminder every day. Just, hey, don't forget, you can change your thoughts. Oh yeah, forgot I can change my thoughts. I can decide, I can choose how I feel. I don't have to feel the same way I've always felt. I don't have to react or respond in the same way that I always have to the same situation. I could change it today. So it's just kind of a fun game to play. So start your day tomorrow, Monday. I think it's Monday for most of us, most countries. Actually, it's Monday right now, I think, in China and other countries. But, tomorrow, whatever time it is, start your week and say, I intend that this week is going to be awesome. I intend this week is going to bring me some things that I've never experienced before, some excitement, and then opportunities for peace. Just got to say stuff like that to yourself and really pay attention to what you're thinking about. Get to know yourself. There's so many subconscious things going on. You don't even know it. It's crazy. But the more I find out about myself, the more I'm able to speak on a lot of these things, because we think that we've got it figured out and then something else pops up and it's like, whoa, I forgot that was there. So it's just another part of us evolving as souls together, and it's just fun. It's pretty fun. And it can be a little difficult sometimes, can't it? I'm not going to lie. It can be, challenging. That's the right word. We don't want to say hard, but it's challenging. And that's to grow us. So just remember, you're growing. If you're feeling challenged, you're probably growing every day, every minute, every moment. So I'll let you go tonight. Thank you so much for being here. If this helped you in any way, please share it with somebody else who it might benefit. And remember to love yourself. Say in the mirror, you are so loved. And remember to appreciate yourself, because what you appreciate appreciates. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.